secret street tacos, restaurants that double as museums, and cheap donut sandwiches, jelly donut sandwiches. Animal Kingdom's food might be just as diverse as its wildlife, but just to make sure you're prioritizing the highest quality eats and drinks during your next visit, we're ranking all those Animal Kingdom restaurants from worst to best today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. This is a hot take, but Animal Kingdom is a very good food park, believe it or not. Mostly that's because of their unique snacks, but whether you're looking for on-the-go eats or sit-down cuisine, Animal Kingdom's got you covered. But today we're ranking all the places in Animal Kingdom where you can get a full meal, not just a snack, but a full substantial breakfast, lunch, or dinner inside this park. As always, keep in mind that these are our personal opinions from our personal experiences, and you might feel completely different about a restaurant than we do. That's why we always list out all the pros and cons for each place that we eat, so you can ultimately decide which restaurants are the best choices for you and your group. That's what I always say about Disney restaurants. Every Disney restaurant is right for somebody. If you're looking for more Disney World snack options, I've got just the thing for you. Scan the QR code you see on the screen now or head to disneyfoodblog.com/bestsnacks so we can send you our free updated 2024 list of the top 10 best snacks to get in each of the parks, complete with full color pictures and detailed maps, snack maps. This is my favorite thing we've ever created for one of these giveaways. Snack maps for you. Definitely pick them up. All right, we are going to start with Pizzafari. I'm sorry, Pizzafari. Oh my goodness, now I am rhyming. It's not that Pizzafari over in Discovery Island is bad. It's also not like super fabulous or memorable. This quick service features those token infamous puffy pizzas that Disney has become so well known for, like the ones you can find over at Pizza Rizzo in Hollywood Studios. You know, the ones that are more crust and grease than anything else. Yep, same pizzas over here. Okay, raise your hand if you remember when Mark Summers did his show on Food Network that showed exactly how these pizzas are made. There's like a conveyor belt in the back, like a machine that makes them. I know, I'm showing my age, but for those of you who are 80s and 90s kids, maybe you remember that. Anyway, there's still no denying that Pizzafari does have its perks. For starters, there's plenty of indoor seating and the dining rooms are very, very cool. They actually each have a secret theme depicting certain kinds of animals, and it's really, really fun to wander around and look at all of them. Not to mention, kids will more than likely still enjoy the simple yet approachable menu because mediocre pizza or not, it's still pizza, and it's hard to go wrong with cheese and sauce and bread when that's all your kid is asking for in the first place. But if you're looking for something way more fun and adventurous to eat, there are so many other great places to try in Animal Kingdom. Literally, just throw a stone and you'll likely hit a much more adventurous option inside this park. Pros, great for kids who love pizza in all its pizza-y forms, and colorful dining rooms with cool secret themes and plenty of seating. Cons for this one, mediocre puffy pizzas are the name of the game here, and not great if you're looking for something adventurous and memorable. Note that Pizzafari does sometimes bring in an interesting new menu item. When they do, you know we're going to get it and review it for you. Rank on this one, 5 out of 10. Next is Tera Treats. We are back with more pizza at the bottom of our list, so technically the pizza that you're going to find at Tera Treats kiosk in Discovery Island is not too shabby. These pizzas are served by the slice and typically come in varieties like cheese, pepperoni, buffalo chicken, but every once in a while they have a really, really cool, interesting one. And again, we review these every single time they come out. They don't stay for very long. They'll always either close this kiosk or do a different pizza variety. But again, when they have a new pizza, we will review it for you so you'll know when you go if they've got a good one on the menu or not. Now, Tera Treats' main downfall is that it's just not a reliable place to grab something to eat, since it's usually only open during Animal Kingdom's busier seasons. Not to mention, all you're going to find here are a few pizza options, as well as a standard chocolate chip cookie and a few drinks. So the menu's pretty basic. Still not a terrible option if you're looking for a quick and affordable lunch on the go, but this is one of those only open when it's busy kiosks where they kind of open some hot dog stands once in a while over in like Hollywood studios. Here it's Tera Treats opens up to serve some pizza. Pros, it's pizza, and it's affordable and approachable, and usually when they have a pizza variety here, it's kind of interesting and cool. Cons, only open seasonally and a very limited menu. Rank 5.5 out of 10. Moving on to Rainforest Cafe. Rarely are you going to find us gushing over Rainforest Cafe, whether it be the version in Disney Springs or Animal Kingdom, and there are a few reasons for that. For starters, the food is just okay. There's a lot to choose from, but the quality of those items are pretty mid, which probably isn't what you want to hear when you're about to drop a very pretty penny on this place. It can also get pretty loud at Rainforest Cafe during peak dining time, since you got lots of families talking over all the rainforest ambiance going on throughout the meal. So if you're looking for a quiet and peaceful dining experience, this isn't it. This can especially be tough if you have kids that are what I like to call super sensors, kids who have real sensitivities to loud noises or surprises, things like that. I was one of those kids, and so Rainforest Cafe was never kind of a super home run for me because I was a little bit scared when those thunderstorms happened and when the animals started to make their loud noises. I never dug that. So if you got a super sensor kid, that's something to think about. And finally, Rainforest Cafe isn't unique to the Disney scene. You're going to find this restaurant at lots of other tourist locations besides Animal Kingdom. Rainforest Cafes exist on the Vegas Strip, Mall of America, Nashville. Seriously, there are dozens of them out there, so more than likely this isn't going to be your only chance to visit one. But what I will say about this restaurant is that there are many folks on the DFB team who still prioritize it simply because their kids love it here. So if you want a table service meal that your kids will actually sit through and enjoy, then Rainforest Cafe may still be the best option for you and your family. Pros on this one: immersive rainforest setting with lots of animatronic animals. It's a crowd pleaser with the kids and that very expansive menu. Cons, not unique to the Disney bubble. Loud and pricey. This is really expensive food, and the food is just okay, not fantastic. Rank 6.5 out of 10. Now, heads up that there are not a lot of places to get a full meal in Animal Kingdom, so even though we're still kind of at the lower end of our ranking, the ones coming up here are not bad. They are actually pretty good. There's not a whole lot of bad locations in Animal Kingdom, which is great. So even though we're only on number 4 here, we're already starting to get into the better places to dine. Now, our next one is Trilo Bites, and it's very funny that this little Dinoland USA kiosk that I recommend visiting so often on this channel is still toward the bottom of the list today. But again, that just speaks to how much good food that they've got in Animal Kingdom. Anyway, Trilo Bites has one of my favorite savory options in the park, the buffalo chicken chips, but that's pretty much it. Aside from the basic dessert options like soft serve and churros and floats, you're not going to find any more substantial options here unless you're a big buffalo chicken blue cheese chip fan, which we just happen to be. Pros, the buffalo chicken chips are a DFB fave. While the desserts are pretty basic for the most part, the Trilo Bite twist is a more unique option made with vanilla ice cream and orange Dole Whip swirled. And the cons here, if you don't like buffalo chicken or blue cheese, move right along. That's all the savory options you've got to choose from. Not a whole lot of seating around here either. You might have to take your munchies to go or get one of those outdoor picnic tables. Rank 6.5 out of 10. Now, just outside the entrance to Kilimanjaro Safari sits a window service called Kusafiri, which offers up select eats and treats and breakfast goodies. I can remember Kusafiri way back in the day when Animal Kingdom first opened. This place used to have a lot of very, very cool stuff. I used to review giant cupcakes from here. They had that cotton top tamarind cupcake. Remember that elephant cupcake that was almost like a German chocolate cake situation? Oh man, that was so good, and it was just iconic for years. And then they really changed up Kusafiri. First of all, it closed for a long time, and then when it opened back up, it was just seasonal. So now it's a completely different story than what it was, 8 or 10 years ago. So if you haven't been to Disney World in a while, this one's a little bit different now. Kusafiri is constantly rotating their menu. Currently, you can find flatbreads and unique plant-based options like the Impossible Gatsby Pita Pocket, or breakfast tachos and croissant sandwiches for breakfast. This is also a good location to pick up your morning coffee if you want to skip the hectic lines that'll form over at Creature Comforts. The only downside about getting coffee here is that you won't have as big of a selection as you will at Creature Comforts, which is the Starbucks for Animal Kingdom. But if you're just looking for some caffeine to pump through your bloodstream, then they've got that. Pros here, great breakfast stop and shorter line for coffee. Also, you can find some good plant-based options here. Cons, not a huge coffee variety and lunch items are pretty limited. Rank 7 out of 10. Next is Harambe Market. Now, folks forget about Harambe Market a lot, and while, yeah, it's not my favorite quick service ever, I still think it's got a lot to offer for guests over in the Africa section of the park. Harambe Market is set up like an East African marketplace and welcomes guests to sit down and dine as they take a load off post-safari adventures. Recently, Harambe added a lot of new options to their menu, like the beef and lamb kofta pita, the chicken and shrimp rice bowls, and the mango passion fruit cheesecake. It's a decent stop if you want affordable eats that are both hearty and unique, but be warned, Harambe Market has very limited operating hours each day, typically closing as early as 3:15. So if you want to eat here, plan to eat here around lunch and early lunch at that, because dinner is not an option. Pros, hearty eats at an affordable price point, and more unique options than your typical theme park fare, for sure. That might be a problem, though, as we move into cons. There may be a few too many unique options here and not enough of the, chicken tender and burger variety for your pickier eaters. It also closes early each day, and the seating is all outside. It is covered, some of it anyway, but it's all outside. So if it's one of those rainy days or those super hot days, this is probably not the one I would choose. I would find an indoor place with some AC. Rank 7 out of 10. Now, I'm shocked again that this one is as low on the list as it is because I love this place. Yakin Yeti Local Food Cafes. It's like coming home and seeing an old friend. It's both reliable and comforting. And something that cracks me up is every time we talk about this place on these videos, Bria and I have to look it up to see if it's Yakin Yeti Local Food Cafes or Yakin Yeti Local Foods Cafe. And when I just looked it up, Disney World's website actually has a URL that says Yakin Yeti Local Foods Cafe, but then the title on the page is Yakin Yeti Local Food Cafes. So even Disney doesn't really know what it is. But anyway, I think it's Local Food Cafes. But again, I always have to look at the sign to actually figure out what it is. So if you're the same, you're not the only one. Anyway, seating here is all outdoors, so it's not the best place to stop for a bite when storms are brewing or it's really, really hot. But if the weather happens to be on your side, we love stopping here for the generous side dishes like the chicken fried rice and the other pan-Asian entrees like the honey sesame chicken. Another important note that we don't talk about nearly enough is that Yakin Yeti Local Food is the home of the special Animal Kingdom Safari Amber beer. You can find this exclusive beer at the Yakin Yeti Local Foods window around the corner from the main serving area. Now, again, they got great stuff here. I love the rib tips myself, and there is an American Kobe cheeseburger here, so your picky eaters will find something to eat as well. Heads up, keep an eye on the side dishes because some of these are great snack credits on the Disney dining plan. That chicken fried rice is usually a snack credit on the dining plan, so be sure to check the menu. It's such a huge portion that it's definitely a full lunch meal, even though you're just spending a snack credit. Very, very cool. All right, pros on this one: hearty sides that you could turn into a meal and exclusive Safari Amber beer served here. Cons, seating is all outdoors, so not ideal for rainy days. And they kind of keep teasing me with their desserts. We love the mini mango pie here. It was gone for like a couple of years and now it's back and we're super excited that it's back, but we hope it stays back, but they may tease you with it. Rank 7.5 out of 10. Okay, now I know I've been bragging about Animal Kingdom being the place for adventurous eats, but I understand not every family out there is looking for exciting entrees and unique flavors. Lots of families are trying to find a quick service that can satisfy everyone in their group without having to pay scads for it. And, a little Disney theming thrown in the mix could be a nice cherry on top of the experience too. That's where Restaurantosaurus can swoop in and save the day. Restaurantosaurus sells classic theme park eats like burgers, chicken nuggets, hot dogs. Remember when this used to be a McDonald's? This restaurant used to be straight up a McDonald's. Like, it was called Restaurantosaurus, but McDonald's sponsored Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus, and so you could get McDonald's food here. That was a long time ago. Again, showing my age. Now, Restaurantosaurus still manages to be a unique dining pit stop due to its fun theming. As the Imagineering story goes, paleontology students turned their home base into a restaurant, giving you the chance to check out all their cool props and equipment with plenty of sight gags and punny humor to keep your whole group entertained. I could literally walk around this restaurant for hours and I wouldn't see everything. Pros here, safe menu options for picky eaters and really, really fun theming if you're into that whole Disney Imagineering thing. Cons, it's a little too safe for more adventurous eaters, and the food quality is pretty standard. It'll get you fed, but you're probably not going to be craving it at the end of your Disney trip. Now here's an extra little tip for you. Go ahead and take your food into the Airstream trailer. It's really, really fun to look at the songs that they have on the jukebox there because they are all kind of dino themed. Rank 7.5 out of 10. Now, next up is Yakin Yeti, and you're like, AJ, you already talked about Yakin Yeti. Nope, I talked about the Yakin Yeti counter service location. This is the restaurant, the sit-down restaurant. And the fact that Yakin Yeti only reaches the middle of today's list has got to tell you something about all the different restaurants. I know I keep saying that. Okay, I will stop apologizing for the fact that I had to rank some of these lower than others. You get it. These are all good kind of going forward. They're all sort of like awesome. But anyway, Yakin Yeti has absolutely gorgeous Nepalese style decor and Asian fusion cuisine. The menu here is pretty huge with everything from burgers and fries to more unique dishes like curries and seared tuna. So if you book a table here, you'll be able to please a lot of different palates in one meal. Just don't expect this place to serve the theme park staples on the adults menu. But on the kids menu, you got a range of options from safer corn dog nugs and chicken tenders to the ever so slightly more adventurous stir-fry noodles and chicken fried rice. There are also some substantial shareable plates here like the ahi tuna nachos and lettuce cups that you can split between a few people without hurting your wallet too much. Pros here, high quality Asian fusion cuisine. It's also great for groups looking for a sit-down meal that doesn't break the bank, and gorgeous overall theming. I love sitting upstairs in this restaurant. It's absolutely stunning. Cons, takes time away from your park day. Not great for those who don't enjoy Asian cuisine, because that's mostly what the menu is. And their counter service, Yakin Yeti local food cafes, is definitely a more affordable alternative. Rank 8 out of 10. Now, just barely missing being in the top 5 today is Flame Tree BBQ over in Discovery Island. Can you believe it? Can you believe Flame Tree BBQ didn't get into the top 5? That means the top 5 are really good. Okay, Flame Tree BBQ is the quick service version of a people pleaser. It's great for families since it serves a lot of familiar and hearty barbecue eats like smoked chicken, St. Louis ribs, pulled pork fries. That's right, my pulled pork fries with cheese are back, my birthday fries. I'm so glad they're back. They were gone for a while. But it's also not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Okay, well, it won't cost you an arm and a leg, but I can't say the same thing for the animals depicted in Flame Tree's decor. While Flame Tree definitely has rather colorful and covered outdoor seating areas, take a closer look at the animals on display within the art because these murals all feature animals eating other animals. Yep, it's a circle of life theme here. And I can remember when I first noticed that years and years and years ago. It's one of the earliest blog posts on Disney Food Blog, probably like 2009 or 2010, where I'm like, is everybody seeing this? That these animals are eating each other while we're sitting here eating other animals too? That was a fun one. Anyway, definitely a learning experience for your kids when you eat here. Now, while I will say Flame Tree BBQ is a step up from those classic theme park eats, it's not unique by any means. Barbecue still exists elsewhere in the Disney bubble, lots of places. And you may have plans to eat at those places instead. If you do, you probably don't want to double down and get barbecue again at Flame Tree unless you really love barbecue, but you're still going to find quality food here at a decent price, which is a big selling point, especially at Disney. Pros, tasty and affordable barbecue, great for those looking for a hearty meal on a budget, and familiar options for pickier eaters. But note, if you don't like barbecue, there's not too much else going on here. So if you have a picky eater that is picky even for something like this, if they have to have, a burger or something like that, you may not find that on the menu. Cons, plant-based eaters probably want to look elsewhere. Of course, they have stuff on the menu for plant-based eaters, but it's not going to be, the priority or anything. And it also might be too heavy of a meal when you're visiting on a really, really hot day. I also want to throw as a con in here, there are very, very aggressive birds around the Flame Tree BBQ seating area. All the seating's outside. It's in those nice pavilions, but it's all outside. And those birds know that's where that food is. And they can be so aggressive that it can get scary sometimes. So just a heads up with that. Also, please don't feed the birds in Disney World. That's what causes them to be this way. And straight up, if you don't love barbecue, you probably won't love it here. But you still might like one of the seasonal cupcakes they've got available when they're available. Rank 8.5 out of 10. Okay, in case you haven't caught on by now, the DFB team and I love to talk about all our different dining experiences across all of Disney World, which is why we wrote the DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. I mean, it's hard to pack all of our Disney meal and snack knowledge into a single video without it being hundreds of hours long, so we've got to share it somewhere else to make sure you don't miss a thing. Just head to dfbstore.com after this to pick up your digital copy, and don't forget to type in code YouTube to treat yourself to a discount before your purchase. We love this book. We're super excited about this book, and I know you're going to love it too. We've been writing this for 10 years. We update it twice a year and more if needed. And I just can't wait to see what you think. Okay, we are into the best of the best Animal Kingdom restaurants. We're in the top 5, and we're starting out with Animal Kingdom's table service buffet, Tusker House. So Tusker House is the sit-down meal that I encourage families to look into first before automatically defaulting to Rainforest Cafe, because there's a lot for the kids to enjoy here too. Tusker is the one and only character buffet inside Animal Kingdom, but that's okay, because you literally don't need another one when you get to see Donald and Mickey and Daisy and Goofy all dressed up in safari gear here. Like, that's a mic drop character interaction. And unlike Rainforest Cafe, the sheer amount of food you can choose from does not sacrifice the quality of it. The food on the buffet line gives you unique and interesting African-inspired options, but it's also got specific sections filled with more familiar eats that kids and adults can both chow down on. Since this is a character buffet, it's definitely on the pricier side of things, but if you book a meal here during breakfast, the price drops just a tad and still gives you those high-profile safari-bound characters to meet while you eat. Pros: lots of food, both unique and approachable. It's all you can eat. It's a buffet. You also get to meet Safari Donald, and he is the best. And it's a colorful, airy atmosphere with lots of travel inspo decorating the space. Cons: it's pricier than other table service locations inside Animal Kingdom, and if you're not looking to eat a substantial meal, you may not get your money's worth here. There are also no animatronic rainforest animals, so it really all depends on what your kids prefer, meeting Mickey Mouse or sitting next to a gorilla. Rank 8.5 out of 10. Okay, time to get fancy. Next, we're going to Tiffin's, which is the sole signature restaurant, read fancy, at Animal Kingdom, making it one of the classiest. Inside, you'll find 3 different dining rooms, each with their own galleries inspired by world travel and the creation of the Animal Kingdom park. So this includes an Asia-themed Trek gallery, an Africa-themed Safari gallery, and the Animal Art Grand Gallery. So if you dine here, definitely take the time to look at all the artifacts and Wanderlust memorabilia while you wait for your meal, because Joe Rohde was intimately involved in making sure that the exhibits here showcase what actually happened when they were researching and creating Animal Kingdom. So the pricey menu, the decadent eats, and upscale atmosphere all add up to be a great option for special occasions or a fancy schmancy date night, but it's not going to be the most budget-friendly choice in Animal Kingdom, and it may not be the most thrilling for your kids either. If you do eat here with your group, we recommend ordering the signature bread service, the tamarind braised short rib, and the chocolate ganache. Pros: great for celebrations, intricate theming worthy of a museum, and more adventurous menu offerings. Cons: all the dollar signs, y'all. Very expensive. And the more familiar options on this menu, you'll find cheaper elsewhere. It also does take a really good chunk of time out of your day, like all the Disney fancy restaurants do. And I also find the portions here relatively small. Just a heads up on that. Rank 9 out of 10. Now, how about this? We've got a kiosk next. I know, after Tiffin's ranks 8 Spoon Cafe. This is by far the most affordable option on our top 5 list. This is a bright blue kiosk over in Discovery Island, close to the bridge that takes you into Asia. And what are you going to find here? Baked mac and cheese. You can get a classic baked mac and cheese or one topped with pulled pork. Or if you're feeling really experimental that day, you can try the pulled pork jelly donut here instead. That's right, it's pulled pork on a jelly donut. Now, the best thing about this kiosk is that the food is fairly inexpensive, typically ranging around $5 to $8 per item. A lot of these are going to be Disney Dining Plan snack credits too. But the reason these prices are not as steep as you'll find at other places is because the portion sizes are relatively small. So you might want to order 2 baked mac and cheeses instead of just 1 if you want a full meal. Pros? Tasty, creamy, and affordable mac and cheese is some of my favorite mac and cheese in Disney World. I love it. And I have been known to go to Animal Kingdom just to get this mac and cheese and sit by myself by the river and just chill out. This is like my Zen vibe. And don't forget those pulled pork jelly donuts. Everyone who tries them says they're not as bad as they thought. How's that for a ringing endorsement? Cons for this one: this kiosk does tend to close early, typically around 5 p.m. Might be too heavy for a snack, but too light for a meal. So you got to kind of figure out where you stand. Rank 9 out of 10. Now, if I haven't said it enough before, let me say it again. We love Satuli Canteen. Everybody does. Satuli Canteen over in Pandora is our favorite quick service spot in Animal Kingdom. The theming of the restaurant fits right in with the land. According to Imagineering lore, this was once a mess hall for the RDA that was converted into a peaceful dining location for all visitors of Pandora. The menu features customizable bowls where you'll choose a base like rice, noodles, potatoes, or lettuce, a protein or fried tofu, and a sauce or no sauce at all. Again, it's all up to you. But if you don't want to order a giant bowl, we're also big fans of those cheeseburger steam pods here, which are basically cheeseburger flavored bao buns. Thank you, Joe Rohde, and your family recipe. Now, while this restaurant can get really busy during peak dining times, there's lots of indoor seating to choose from, as well as some outdoor covered seating as well. But nonetheless, we still recommend dining here maybe for a late lunch or early dinner to avoid the massive waves of hungry guests. Or maybe when you rope drop, go ride Flight of Passage and then Navi River Journey, and then it'll probably be just about time for this place to open. Pros on this one: customizable options means you can get exactly what you want. It's also great for those who are tired of the standard theme park eats and everything fried. This stuff will feel fresh. This stuff will feel almost healthy. There's also a beautiful dining room theming here with an epic soundtrack. Cons: it can get busy. We're not the only ones who love it here. The prices are a little steeper than other quick services as well, and bowls can be a lot of food. You might want to split it if you're not super duper hungry. Rank 10 out of 10. And there's only one place that's worthy enough to rank above Satuli Canteen, in my opinion. This is the only place that I rope drop in Animal Kingdom, and that is Nomad Lounge. Nomad Lounge is connected to the signature restaurant Tiffin's, meaning you can sometimes order from the signature restaurant here without the advanced dining reservation to worry about. There are handcrafted cocktails and mocktails and small plates on the Nomad Lounge menu, along with African, Asian, and South American wines and beers. Oh, and let me clarify, you can't order anything from Tiffin's, but they do have some Tiffin's items on the menu at Nomad as well, because they do share a kitchen. Anyway, the indoor lounge area has unique decor, comfortable seating. I just love it here. But we do love the outdoor covered patio with its views of the Discovery River and the relaxing ambiance. There really isn't a bad seat in the house. The biggest problem is there aren't enough seats. It's a pretty small place, so you definitely want to get there as early as you can, but more on that in just a second. What keeps us coming back here time and again, aside from the all-around good vibes, is the Tiffin's bread service, the baked lobster mac and cheese when it's available, and the amazing churros. Yep, seriously, these are the best churros in all of Disney World, all of Disneyland, all of Disney everywhere. Other churros bow down to the superiority of these churros. That's how good they are. Why? I don't know. They are actually gluten-free churros, so maybe that's why they're not as hard and as crunchy as some stale churros can be. These are soft and lovely with just the right amount of crunch. They are so good. Plus, they come with sauces. Who doesn't love dipping sauces? Right now, it's a vanilla crema and a strawberry guava, but that does change out. You never really know what sauces are going to be on the menu. But I am happy with just about any sauce. Yes, please, thank you to you. The only downside to Nomad Lounge is that it can be tricky getting into. Like I said, now we have landed at the difficult part. It's nice to not have to worry about making an advanced dining reservation for it, but seating is limited, so you'll want to get your name on the walk-up wait list ASAP. That waitlist typically opens at 11 a.m. and fills up quickly, so the sooner you can get on your My Disney Experience app and add yourself to the list, which you can do from anywhere in Animal Kingdom, the better your chances of dining here will be. You can also add yourself to the walk-up waitlist by heading over to the host stand in front of the lounge, which might prove to be more successful if the app is already telling you the waitlist is closed. Not a foolproof plan, but never hurts to try. Pros on this one? Everything. I don't know. Vast selection of unique cocktails and beers and wines that are only served here. Fantastic views both inside and out. And those really, really good small plates for the adults and a surprisingly substantial kids menu too. I love the kids mac and cheese. And again, those churros. Cons here? The walk-up waitlist might bite you in the butt if you don't get there early enough. And if you're looking for a full-sized entree, you might not enjoy your meal here as much as we enjoy it here. These are definitely going to be appetizer-sized portions, but for Disney, those are still pretty big. So you can definitely find enough here to make a full meal. Now, the big appeal of this place is the cocktails in small bites. So if that's not up your alley, you're probably better off dining someplace else. This is a 10 out of 10, but I'd probably make it a 15 out of 10 if I could. All right, time to voice your opinion. Do you think Nomad Lounge deserved the top spot today, or do other Animal Kingdom restaurants do it way better? I love reading about your personal restaurant experiences, and I also love reading about the things you're most looking forward to as well. So if this is going to be your first ever visit, definitely drop us a line. So leave a comment, help out your fellow Animal Kingdom travelers by telling them your favorite meals in the park, and don't forget to pick up our free Disney World snack guide plus snack maps featuring those top 10 best snacks in each of the parks over at disneyfoodblog.com/best snacks. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.